ladies, and tonight on the show. All right, so we got some wrestling tonight, and the big thing I want to talk about is that that one guy. I think they signed him from the Olympics, from last year Olympics. In I believe it was in Tokyo, whatever the hell it was. The guy who was named Gable Steveson, and they sent him to a WWE contract. Remember, he won gold medal in Olympics. I believe it was at SummerSlam or something. I forgot. They introduced him and everybody cheered for him, and he had his gold medal and everything. Um, so he got signed by the WWE. I think he's like a wrestler, or like a Romanian wrestler. I think that's what they call. He got signed to WWE, and they're saying that he's not going to go to NXT. That he's getting trained right now, but he's just gonna appear on either Raw or SmackDown out of nowhere, kind of like when Brock Lesnar did years ago, and with Paul Heyman just F5 everybody. Now, Brock Lesnar, for what I understand, he was in the developmental system back then when they had it wasn't in Florida, it was like in Kentucky, I believe, along with John Cena and Randy Orton and Batista. So even Brock Lesnar went to developmental. So they're saying this guy's just getting trained, but once he's ready to go, he's just gonna go straight to Raw and SmackDown. No NXT. Wow, that makes me scratch my ass. I think I don't even have androids. The only two guys I've seen are maybe AJ Styles, who had 17 experience. He didn't go to NXT, and I believe who else was it? I think Dominic last year, right? Mysterio's son. But mostly these guys have to go. Even fucking Kevin Owens, who was a veteran, had to go. Drew McIntyre had to go after he was already in WWE. When he went to TNA Impact, he came back. He had to go to NXT. Everybody has to go through NXT. Roman Reigns was in NXT. Seth Rollins, obviously. Wow. You talk about already getting hate in the locker room. Why the hell is this guy not going to NXT? But they're saying that the plan is to bring him in to be the next Brock Lesnar and not have him go through NXT developmental system. Wow. More news is WWE trying to get Cody Rhodes signed by Monday and have him appear on Raw to start a feud with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, we're about 3 weeks away from WrestleMania. Seth Rollins is not to have a match, an opponent, a storyline. He's going to be parking cars. Remember, it was rumored back in January he was supposed to be facing Shane McMahon. Now they're saying it was supposed to be Cody Rhodes, but they still have not signed Cody Rhodes, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but now they're saying that he's going to be there on Monday Night Raw. Really? It's already Friday, man. I don't know, man. But they better figure out something for Seth Rollins fast, because it looks like Kevin Owens has turned his attention to the whole Kevin Owens show with hosting it with Stone Cold Steve Austin as his guest. So it looks like they've broken up that tag team of Kevin Owens and Rollins. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this on Raw. Are they going to be separate now? I thought they were going to do like a Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, and do a big storyline as a tag team. And they might split them up. Let's see what they do on Raw with them. Are they completely split up, or are they still like a tag team? Let's see here. Lindsay Dorito says in an interview, I think he was part of the Lucha House Party. He says WWE is more of a movie company than a wrestling company. He said if you're a professional wrestler like I am, it's very frustrating to get into WWE. He actually told that to Renee Papocket, who's formerly known in WWE as Renee Young, on her podcast. Interesting. A lot of people have said that. Even Vince McMahon has said we're not really a wrestling company. That's why we call them WWE superstars and not professional wrestlers. Yeah, that's been talked about, how WWE is not really a wrestling company. That's kind of weird, though. What's his name? Braun Boner. I forgot what his name is. The guy from NXT who was NXT champion, and he lost it to Dolph Ziggler. They're saying that the reason he lost it was because they're going to call him up to either Raw or SmackDown soon. And then he's already doing house shows with either Raw or SmackDown. So they're saying that's why he lost the champion. And that's why I can't remember that. Brooke Brokener, what the hell his name is. The Steiner's kid. Both obviously Jeff Hardy signs with AEW, and Matt Hardy matches a contract. I guess Matt Hardy, literally his contract was about to expire, and they matched. I don't know if they kind of restructure, they rematch it, where they're going to be free agents at the same time. I'm assuming it's a 3-year deal. Usually wrestling contracts are about 3 years. So I'm assuming what they did, he just signed, didn't he just sign like in 2020 or 2021? What I think is they probably restructure in a way where it's going to expire at the same time as Jeff Hardy, which I'm assuming is probably going to be 2025. I'm pretty sure Hardy signed like in 2020, so it was probably going to expire next year in 2023, and he probably signed an extension until 2025 along with Jeff Hardy. And they're saying this might be it for them. They might retire in 2025 after their contract expires. The Hardy Boys, we'll see. And last, William Regal apologizes for his long promo. He said, I was only supposed to be there for a little bit, guys. I apologize for taking long. I know I took some of the other performance part of the show. My apologies, had to be a professional and had to be better up with my time. Yeah, his promo was I think he talked about that he was supposed to like compliment both Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, but he spent like 7 minutes on Bryan Danielson and only like 3 minutes, like 1 minute on Moxley. He kind of fucked up, and then he was even making fun of Tony Schiavone for being a 51-year-old virgin. That was kind of I think he did that personally. He wasn't really supposed to do that. He's good. And then he even thanked Tony Schiavone, and he almost cried. He kind of like really teared up in there. I think that kind of fucked up everything too. The whole thing with Tony Schiavone, he should just gone straight into the promo and not really include that Tony Schiavone part. But yeah, he apologizes for taking too long with that promo and kind of messing up the rest of the show. It was a very weird show. I think AEW kind of. I don't know. I think they didn't have a good show this week. I'm going to be honest. They really had this happens to them, but I don't think it was a good show. A lot of stuff didn't make sense. A lot of stuff to me seemed rushed. I think Tony Khan's gotta look at this one and it wasn't a good show. I think it was a clusterfuck. I think there was pressure. I don't know, people critique that no title changes at Revolution, and that's why they decided to do the title change with the TNT Championship and have Scorpio Skype win the championship. I don't know. They have the AEW World Championship match with Adam Page and Dante Martin. Did not make any sense. Obviously, I talked about how I thought they rushed the Jon Moxley, Danielson, Bryan storyline into already their partners. I didn't think it was a good AEW show. I think they rushed it. A lot of stuff didn't make sense. Got to brush your mind and be better. But I think they will. Usually they have good shows. Have a good night, everybody.